Hey guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, and welcome to yet another monthly reset video, which is one of the best videos of the month. And obviously these videos have been very much inspired by the lovely Carter Sullivan. Today this video is coming out a bit later. I do apologize. Things have just been a bit hectic at the moment, but hey, better late rather than never. So today we are going to start off with a July monthly recap, gonna go into setting our goals for August, gonna go into a reading recap, and then I want to introduce a monthly favorite section. So that's what we're looking like for today. There's definitely a lot to talk about because the month of July was not it. The month of July was just not it for your girl. It was a tough one, but we'll talk about that later. But for the meantime, given it's late morning, I haven't gone out for my walk yet or gone to get my coffee. So we're just gonna start off with that. It's a basic necessity. A walk and a coffee every single morning is a must. So that's what we're gonna go do. And then when we come back, we're gonna look through the month of July and go from there. So yeah, guys, let's get into it. Alright guys, I am now back at my desk, went for a little stroll, had my coffee, and I've just been sitting here doing a few things at my desk and also having a look at my July goals. So let's have a look at how we went for the month of July. Surprisingly, I thought it was a bad month. Well, it was, but then when I look on paper, like I actually ticked off a lot more things than I thought I'd ticked off. So obviously we're going to start with the standard goals. So first of all, the debt amount that I'm putting here is not the exact number that I've set for myself, just because it's a bit of a personal number, but I did hit my debt target for the month, so I'm super happy about that. Save and invest $1,000. I did that and I am so happy. This is the first time I've actually hit this target, just because this year my goal isn't around saving, so I haven't been putting a lot of effort into that, but I did have quite a large surplus income last month, so I just put that straight into investments, so I'm super happy about that. Earn at least $500 from side hustle. Didn't do that, but I think I earned about $250, so that's all right. Published at least 4 videos on YouTube. I guess if we're including this, well, I'm just going to include this one, although it's technically coming out on the 1st of August, but if I include this, then yeah, I've hit that target. Complete at least 18 workouts for the month. Didn't do that. We'll talk about that a bit later. Read at least 4 books. Yes, I did that. Donate blood. I haven't done that, but I really want to prioritize it for the month of August. Have a sibling date. I've done that. And then my mental health for the month has not been that great, but we'll talk about that a bit later. So yeah, those are essentially my standard goals for the month. So if we look at it on paper, I've actually done quite well. It's probably one of the better months for the year, so I'm super happy about that. Now let's go into the specific goals that we had set for July. So again, these goals are broken down into 4 different categories, which are categories that I try to, work towards. So for personal finance, we only had one major goal, which was to research and invest at least $1,000 into an ETF. I did that and I'm super happy. In terms of career learning and side hustles, the goal was to post 2 YouTube videos per week. I did not do that. But the other goal was to update my YouTube banner, which I've just done literally just now. I realized, crap, I hadn't done that for the month. This is essentially the before and this is the after. So I'm quite happy with the banner now. The content of it isn't really different, but I just feel like the graphics of it are just a bit more aligned to my brand now. Next was health, wellness, and fitness. So the goal for the month, which I have now failed for 2 consecutive months. This is really bad. It was to consistently complete at least 4 workouts a week, regardless of what I do. And oh my gosh, I have been terrible at this. I think on average, I've been working out maybe once or twice a week, and I am not okay with that at all. If you know me, I am quite religious about what I eat. Like I'm not restrictive and I don't diet or anything like that, but I try to eat a whole nutritious balanced diet. And then I'm usually in the gym quite a fair bit. I usually average around 4 to 5 workouts a week. but the last 2 months have been so difficult, and I guess this is the main contributor of this month being a difficult month. And I do have a vlog coming out, I think it's going to be the next video, where I go into this a bit more detail. But my new job has just been so difficult. So last month I started a new job, and I have now started working at an investment bank. Pretty sure quite a number of people know that investment banking, it's tough. Like I knew that going in, but I don't think I realized how difficult and how challenging it would be. And oh my goodness, yeah, it's been tough. It's been really tough. If I'm going into office, I'm getting into office around 7:30 a.m, which means I would have had to leave my house around 6 a.m. I'll finish work maybe around 5:30. I'll get back home, and then maybe I might log in again. I've been eating like junk. Like last week, I think there was a day where all I ate was pizza, lollies, and cookies. I've just been like stress eating, so that's been bad. I haven't been getting to the gym. I haven't been working out, and it's really taking a toll on me mentally. Next category was personal relationships and other. This was meant to be my focus area for the month, but I ended up not focusing on it so much just because, like I was saying, work has just been so intense this month. My first goal was to make sure that I go on a sibling date or spend quality time with my siblings, just because I'd been slacking on that for the past few months. So I did that. We didn't go on dates per se, but each of my siblings, so 2 of them, came over to my apartment and like had a few nights sleepover. So that was really nice. To work on being a better me, be kinder, be more thoughtful of others. I feel like I've done a bit better. It's kind of a hard goal to track. Like you can't really tick off and tick no. But I feel like I've put in some effort, but obviously I want to be better. Next goal was to read my Bible at least 3 times per week and spend more personal time with God. I feel like I kind of did it, but I didn't. Like, I've definitely read my Bible a lot more this month than any other month, but I haven't done strictly 3 times a week. So there's definitely progress there, but it wasn't exactly as per the goal. And then the next goal was to journal at least 3 times per week. Again, this one I did journal quite a fair bit, but I didn't do it 3 times per week. It's pretty much the month of July. So yeah, I think I thought it was a worse month than it was. So yeah, overall, some wins, some losses. But definitely probably one of the harder months of the year. All right, lovely people. So I have just sat down to do my goals for August, and I'm quite happy with them. I don't have anything like extravagant or big that I'm trying to work towards. There's no like major events that's happening this month. In terms of personal finance, I feel like if I just stick with my budget the way that I've been doing, I'm going to do well. So I don't have like, it's not a big personal finance focus month, because remember, again, I don't like to have a lot of goals in each category. I like to have maybe 1 or 2 categories that I'm focusing on, and that will have like a lot of goals. So given personal finances is quite steady and I'm quite happy with where I've been, I only have 1 main goal for the month, which is to engage an accountant and complete my taxes. In terms of career learning and side hustle, I think this is going to be the focus area for the month, along with health and wellness. Like I mentioned in the last month, the biggest pain point for me was work and just finding balance and trying to not be overworked and trying to not reach a point where I'm burnt out. So what I like to do with these monthly resets is, if I see an area that's weak in my previous month, I like to let that be the focus for the next month, just so that I can, you know, have some form of improvement. Given that last month we identified work was the biggest pain point, it's going to be my biggest focus area for the month. So for the month, the key goal is to find balance with work and not let it consume me. Next is I want to choose to be positive and try to enjoy work. Again, I feel like I've become complacent. Like now that I haven't had the best experience, like I'm not even excited to go to work, which has never been me. I'm somebody who loves working. I've always enjoyed like going to work and places that I've worked in. So I feel like because I've already chosen a negative mindset, I am not enjoying work as I could be. So this month I really want to focus on shifting my mindset and seeing how that affects everything else. Like I want to start each day positive. I want to not complain about it. I want to not whinge. I want to try to find the positives rather than focus on the negatives. Then the next goal is to publish at least 6 YouTube videos. Then in the next section, health, wellness, and fitness. First goal that I have for the month is to book a therapy session. Like I said, with work having been so tough, my sleep has started to regress. and I don't want to go back to where I was in January where my sleep was just all over the place. So I want to kind of nip it in the bud before it gets a bit bigger. So I'm going to book a session with my therapist. I did try to book it this month actually, but she's actually moved from the practice that I used to see her at. So I need to hunt her down and then book a therapy session with her because she's absolutely amazing and I probably need her at the moment. I feel like this goal has been on my tracker every single month for like the past 2-3 months now, but I want to complete at least 4 workouts a week. It doesn't matter what that is, but as long as I do 4 workouts. And then the last goal for the month is to spend at least a week at home, and by home I mean at my parents' place. So I'd like to say I'm quite close with my family. Yeah, I am close with my family, but lately I haven't been spending as much time at home as I would like. So I usually go home like on Sundays after church, but I haven't had like a weekend where I've slept home for like probably 2 months or so. I guess that wraps up the goal section, so let's head straight into our reading recap. This month we read 4 books, and these are some of the books that we read. It was a good month. I feel like I want to get back into reading a little bit more, so next month I'm hoping to read at least maybe about 6 books or so. This one I listened to on Audible because she is hella chunky. Like, she is hella chunky, and woo, would have been tough to completely read this solely on paper. But yeah, I finished The Crown of Gilded Bones, which is the 3rd book in the Blood and Ash series, and I really liked it. So I gave this book a 4-star, and I've just been loving the story. I love the plot line, like the ending. Oh my goodness, the ending was banging. I think the middle, they lost me a little bit in the middle. I think there was just too much, like, I don't know, not world building, but there was just like things that were happening that weren't as extravagant, but I understand why they did it because the ending was just, I did not see the ending coming. I definitely did not see the ending coming. And the moment that I finished reading this book, I immediately bought the 4th book. Is it the 4th book? Yeah, I immediately bought the 4th book in the series and started it, and the 4th book so far has been amazing. So highly recommend starting the Blood and Ash series. The next book that I read was After I Do, and I listened to this on Audible, and I gave this book a 5-star, and it is by it's by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and I absolutely love Taylor Jenkins Reid, except for Deja Jones and the Six. She lost me on that one, but overall I really liked it. I gave this one a 5-star just because I just love the authenticity of it, and it's written from a perspective that you don't hear a lot of stories from. A lot of romance movies or a lot of romance books, they just talk about couple falling in love, they get married, and then that's that. But with this book, it starts after that. So with the title After I Do. So it talks about a couple who's been married, but now they're actually facing challenges that come with marriage or that comes with being together, and it's kind of like a battle of how do you deal with like the mundane things. Like, there's nothing extravagant that happens, but it's just really good to hear stories from the perspective of the after, which is where a lot of people usually stop at. And I really liked the different perspectives that this book brought. I really liked how it looked at marriage from different people's lenses. People who believe in it, people who don't believe in it, people who come from different backgrounds, people with different beliefs and all that kind of stuff. I really value Taylor Jenkins Reid's diversity. The next book that I read was Heartbones by Colleen Hoover, and I love Colleen Hoover, but I would say this is probably my least favorite book of hers. I gave this book a 2.5 star, and yeah, I just didn't like it. I didn't like the characters. Like, the characters for me, I just found them annoying. They just did things that were a bit petty. I didn't like the deception in the book. I felt like some of the characters were quite deceptive, and I just don't enjoy reading that trope. And yeah, for me, this was just a no, probably wouldn't recommend. And then the last book that I read for the month was Good Girl Complex by Elle Kennedy, and I really loved this book. I gave this book a 5 star, and this is the first of Elle Kennedy's books that I've read, and I've heard she's a great author. I think she's an Aussie-based author as well. I might be wrong. But I really liked it. It gave me vibes of 10 Things I Hate About You. If you've watched this show, or if you've watched that movie, the movie with Heath Ledger, 10 Things I Hate About You, it gave this vibes, but so much more. Like, it's not just like that trope, it's so much more than that. I really liked the characters. There's twins in these characters, and I just love reading books where there's twins. I do wish the ending was a bit longer. I feel like the ending was a bit rushed a little bit, but besides that, highly recommend, 5 out of 5. Okay folks, now let's go into the monthly favorites section of this video, which is the first time we're doing these, but I'm getting excited. And essentially this section, I'm just going to be sharing with you guys some of the things that I've been loving for the month, whether it's TV shows, podcasts, items, or whatnot. I only thought about this idea probably later on into the month, so I haven't been collecting ideas. So a lot of the things that I'm going to be showing you, well, I've only got 3 things to show you, but they're all from Amazon. And my first monthly favorite for the month is this Amazon water bottle, and it is a timed one. I'll try to link these down below just so that you guys know what I'm talking about. And it is this water bottle that's got like different timestamps on it. Obviously I have not been drinking my water because it's now midday and I am nowhere near done, but I found this has been helpful so much in terms of me drinking the water intake that I should be taking. I used to think that I was somebody who drank water, like a lot of water, but after I started using this bottle, I was like, okay, my water intake was definitely lower than it should be because this is so hard to fit in. And I love the fact that it has a straw. For me, if anything has a straw, I will gulp it. I got another version of it and I feel like this one's just a bit more sleeker. So again, it has like the different timings and you can refill it. This one doesn't have a straw, which is okay. But yeah, and it's much lighter than this one, so it's easier to carry in a bag. So this one's the one that I'm taking into work. And yeah, you just make sure that even when I'm in work, I'm also drinking enough water. The last monthly favorite for me is these Amazon clear straws. I thought they were plastic, but then when they came, they were glass, and oh my gosh, they feel so bougie. I really like these straws. Like, I've been eyeing them out for a while, but then I was like, oh, do I really need it? And yes, the answer is yes. Yes, I really do need it. I don't know, it just makes me feel so bougie when I'm drinking beverages. Like I said, I drink a lot more when I have a straw. So like, I'm finding I'll make a smoothie and then I would just like romanticize the smoothie and then it'll just look pretty in my little straw. Yeah, those are the 3 favorites of mine for this month. Alright lovely, so that is pretty much it for today's monthly reset. I hope you guys have liked it. If you have, make sure you pop that like button and comment down below some of the goals that you guys are working on for this month. I really love hearing from you guys in the comment section. But yeah, like I said, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and with all that being said and done, dream big, keep well, and hustle hard. I'll catch you again in the next one. Bye!